Okay, now we'll do another variation of pattern 1. This is going to have a fast kind of triplet repeating lick. A lot of guitar players use those. This is kind of that whole, you know, you might have a lick like, you know, a repeating idea. The cool part is that, the difference between this one is this is actually going to incorporate something we've already learned to make it a hip little repeating lick. So the idea sounds like this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take all of this, we're going to go up the original pattern that we've been using. And the difference at this point in time is we're going to have that repeating lick in there. But the repeating lick is basically a variation of the sequence I showed you earlier. So the sequence, we'll go over that again, the sequence starting at the A note on the E string, the 5th fret. So that's A, walking down. And how we used this sequence earlier was to connect the first pattern together with the second pattern. Okay, so when we get to this part of the sequence, and this is now in the A blues scale, we're going to do a repeating lick here. And this is kind of tricky stuff, so I've tapped it out, and it's probably best to really kind of refer to that with the fingerings and also with the how I'm picking it with the right hand. But we'll try and go over it as slow as we can. So once you come down the scale to the 8th fret on the G string, you go back to the F sharp note on the B string, back to the E flat note at the 8th fret on the G string. Now when you play the E note, and this is where the end of our sequence was in the previous example, now you're going to hammer to the 3rd finger to the F sharp note on the B string. Back to the 8th fret on the G string. Then we're going to go back to the E note, back to the E flat note. Now, once we do that, back to the E note. Now we're going to use our pinky on the B string and grab the G note and pull off to the E note. Back to the E flat note on the G string. And then we're going to repeat that, and that's kind of the whole concept of this. Once you start repeating that, you get into that real fast, repetitious thing. And what's going on is it's like, and there's no limit to the amount of times you can do that. I mean, you can wear that lick out all night long once you learn how to do it. You know, whatever your taste is, or whatever you decide that you want to do with it. But that's the concept. So you can do it, you know, 100 times, 10 times, 1 time, whatever you want to do. On the tablature, I think we do it like 4 times, just to kind of do it a little bit, and then get back into our scale. So we have get the repeating lick together. We walk back down from the E note on the second string, E flat, G, the E flat would be on the G string at the 8th fret. Continue on down our blues scale to the A note. Now, I'm going to do a perfect fourth or an interval of a fourth here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go from A to D back to A. And you'll see this a lot in telly picking type stuff. To the 5th on the G string. Grab to the 6th, which is our C sharp note. Back to the root note on the D string. So you have... Right, so what you have is you have this coming down the sequence. That was the original sequence we've learned. And now you add banjo-ish like to me, but okay, so that's kind of a cool, exciting little, you know, I guess crowd pleaser, if you will, or something, if you want to look at it like that. And you know, you can use that anywhere, anytime.